Yo, what up guys, Travic here. Today, earlier on stream, we found a really cool, awesome discovery for the Lightning Spear Huntress. I know a lot of you guys are trying to play it. I know a lot of you guys are struggling to get gear and buy the Lyco side and buy this and buy that. And I know getting a spear similar to mine is pretty pricey. But today on stream, you know, a couple people, they reached out. They're like, hey, have you seen this weapon? Have you tried this weapon? How does this weapon feel? Can you do a couple of maps with it? Well, this weapon here is the Tangle Tongue Forked Spear. Now, I didn't know this weapon was in the game. I didn't know what it did. I didn't understand how it worked. So Twitch chat was just like, hey, put it on. So I put it on, I start messing around with it, and I noticed that it's doing some insane things. So I go to the trade website, I start looking the spear up. The prices are all over the place. I go down to show filter, I change it to exalted orb equivalent, and I just take a look. There's a bunch of people with this spear on the relatively cheaper side. Now, if they answer, that is a whole nother story. But this spear exists in some fashion. Like if I were to whisper this guy, he might answer, he might not. But this spear in itself, it exists. And there's a lot of them. It is an extremely common spear. There's 2,465 of them on trade. You, in theory, should be able to pick up one relatively cheap, assuming that they don't explode from this video. Now, if they do manage to explode from this video and they do manage to get out of control price-wise, don't worry, don't panic. They will tank again as more of them hit the market. It's very common. Now, let's talk about the spear. Currently, my damage is 50,890 with the setup here. If I swap to this spear, my damage drops down to 23,000. And if I swap to this shield, my damage drops to 20,000. This is a budget setup, a regular random shield and a 5x weapon. We'll even say 15x weapon. And I'm going to go into a map with a boss. This map has 75% more monster life. It is a tier 15 map. My gear really hasn't changed. It is still the same from the previous video, but I kind of want to show what this spear is doing and how it overall is working. The spear in itself has a really unique feature on it. If you haven't seen, the spear has this forks critical hits on it, where it says hits from this weapon roll against their critical hit chance twice when determining if they're a critical hit. If it either rolls successful, the hit will be a crit, and thus the critical damage will apply as normal. If both rolls succeed, then it'll hit a critical hit. A critical hit damage bonus will apply twice. If a modifier makes your critical lucky, both hits roll. So essentially the way I'm reading it is you attack. If it crits twice. And it's just huge damage. Now, this is a tier 15 map, like I had mentioned. This has 75% more monster life. I've taken off majority of the good stuff that makes my build good. You know, the shield on the Lyco side. And you can see mobs are just 100% getting deleted. And the reason why I want to bring this up is there's a lot of people who are struggling to find a good weapon. Weapons are expensive. They don't really know what to do. They're trying to push into end game content. And, you know, it becomes a little disheartening when you're trying to do things, you know, you haven't really found good drops yet. None of your stuff is selling. You're the spear you want's a divine, maybe 2 divines. If only you had that little bit of extra oomph to get you going. And, well, thanks to Twitch chat and the people who suggested this today, this might be the solution for a lot of players. Now, we tested this spear a lot on stream. I even bought an extremely expensive one with a 19% crit roll. I corrupted my spear, got 2 sockets. I did all the jazz that you were supposed to do to try to make this weapon insane. And when I went into a +3 King of the Mist fight, it was weaker than my rare spear. But as you see here, for just mapping related reasons, we're just pretty much going pack to pack, killing everything without a whole lot of issues. There is a map boss here. We'll jump on the map boss. We'll take a look at what the damage looks at the map boss. But before we do the map boss, let's just go finish the rest of the map so you guys can see how the whole map looks and what's going on. And you see there really hasn't been any kind of problems with any of the mobs at all. And we're just essentially just kind of cruising right now. You know, that rare mob, he just a couple of spear throws, instantly dies. Couple of spear throws there, instantly dies. And we'll save the breach for in a minute. I don't know if there's many other rares left. And you see just everything on the screen is just blowing up. And this is, like I said, this is without Lyco sight on. This is without a juicer spear. We're looking at like I don't know. I can't even begin to imagine how much that shield is. It doesn't really do anything. And we're using just a 5 to 10x at the time of recording weapon. And we're cruising. But we're going to go get to the checkpoint now. We'll come on over to the boss. That rare just completely blew up. There's a rare there and there and there and there. And we'll see in real time just how this looks. There's the switch. Let's hit the switch. Come on over here. Throw our spear there. Where's the rare? Where is he? There he is. And the rare is half health. The rare is dead. Those rares, that one rare died. And we're just cruising. Now, if this map didn't have an extra 75% health, it probably wouldn't take the second spear. But I specifically chose a map that had 75% more monster health on tier 15 to just really kind of showcase how strong this spear is without having a whole lot on. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, Lakoside, oh my God, this, oh my God, that. And well, now we know that we can kind of get started. So let's go finish this strongbox. I think strongboxes are insane, by the way. I've been told they're insane. I think they're insane, but we're going to save that for a future video. But let's move over to this. Let's kill this really quick. We'll delete this rare. Not a problem. We're going to grab our gloves and our waystone, and then let's go take a look at what the boss does and how we deal with the boss. Hopefully, everything goes according to plan. It does just dies, and I don't look like a fool. That would be great. Hide this so it's easier to see. He's going to come down. Where'd he go? There he is. And this is the only thing that I had mentioned earlier about this weapon is like the boss damage is not the best compared to a rare spear, but you can see this guy has 75% extra health. We're just completely chunking him away. And for just a budget spear to get you started in tier 15 maps, it's insane. The really cool thing about this weapon is you can equip it as early as level 30. So I don't know if there's cool, crazy tech with it. I don't know what we can do with it, but all I do know is when I was testing it and I started putting more gear on and more uniques and more everything, it started to get better and better and better. So it could possibly be something for you to experiment and play with. But I just wanted to get this information out to you guys. I wanted to show you the spear, show you what it does, show you the price of it, show you how to search for it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Don't hesitate. You can stop by the live stream. You can stop by the Discord. You can come, you know, just ask away. But for now, friends, I'm going to keep experimenting and playing around with this and see if we can find something cool to do with it, because I bought a 19%er to mess around with. So, but that's that. For now, friends, I'm going to get this video out to you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.